has taken over.
Let's go.
It's Ferrall.
Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money.
It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
You're going to want to get the SportsGrid app. It's free on iOS or Android. It's got everything, the TV side, the radio side. Follow your favorite hosts like Carver High. And it's even got in-game odds. I mean, this is an incredible app. Get it today free. You'll love it. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Hey, did you know we're streaming on X? That's right, every day, all day, even right now. Just go to SportsGrid-Live. You can get the Ferrall Coast to Coast and Ferrall on a Bench podcasts on Apple, iTunes, or wherever you get podcasts. Every day, Monday through Friday, both shows. Let's take a look at the lineup tonight on SportsGrid TV and on SportsGrid Radio. On the TV side, after the show at 6, it's GTD, Game Time Decisions with the mayor of Miami, Joe Ranieri, ladies and gentlemen. And then at 8, it's Scott Wetzel and Dave Sherapan, the original OGs, on In-Game Live from 8 to 10. And then at 10 East, it's Sports Rage with Gabe Morency and friends, including the Prime Minister Cam Stewart live. That's from 10 to midnight. On SportsGrid Radio at 8 to 10, you get them for one last shot this week because tonight it's Carver and Lisi from 8 to 10, and then Thursday and Friday they're doing the NFL Draft on SportsGrid Radio and coverage of everything going on in Green Bay at Lambeau for the NFL first couple of rounds. And then Saturday, of course, is the end of it in Green Bay. So SportsGrid continuing coverage of the NFL Draft Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Get it all on SportsGrid TV and SportsGrid Radio. All right, into the second hour. And in this hour, you got Cam talking golf with you again. And then in the third hour, we got a double shot with Stewie and a double shot with Adam Kaplan. So tonight, there's 3 more NBA playoff games, Mike.
There certainly is. Quickly, the Phillies just got an RBI hit from Castellanos. They take a 3-2 lead on the Mets in the top of the 10th. So 3-2, top 10. Still batting. Castellanos drives in the go-ahead run for the Phillies there. Everything else is done. Tigers 6-0 over the Padres. Reds 5-2 over the Marlins. Braves 4-1 over the Cardinals. And the Yankees, of course, 5-1 over Cleveland. NBA tonight. 3 games in the NBA playoffs. All of them game 2s. Will start in Boston, where the Magic and the Celtics will get together for game number 2. We mentioned Jason Tatum listed as doubtful with his wrist injury. Celtics minus 10.5, 196.5 the low total.
Yeah, what fun would it be for me to bet on the Boston Celtics? I hate them so much. So, there's just no way I'm betting on them. I hate them. So I'm going to go onions here. Give me the Magic and the 10.5 at the Garden. I have no reason to support Boston or bet on them or cheer for them or want them to cover a bet ever. I mean, ever, as long as I'm on this earth. So why the hell would I do it tonight, honestly?
Yeah, I want to go with
It's just too easy, right? It's just too easy. Just bet on Boston, just like Gabe, everybody else. Just lay the points and take the champs. It's just so easy. Just go ahead. Go for it.
I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to take the over in this game. I know that the Magic want to play this game slow and that Boston might not have Tatum or most likely won't have Tatum. Anything under 200, I'll take my shot. I mean, 196.5, I'll go for it. And I'll take the over tonight in Boston with the Magic and the Celtics. Get some
I hope you're right,
POINTS.
but I'm betting on Orlando because of their defense. So I'm hoping that they give Boston problems tonight and get physical and violent and play dirty. It's the only way they're going to win. They got to wake up and smell the coffee. If they're just going to let them shoot threes all night, they're going to lose this series so fast their heads will spin. If they want to get in the series and get it down to the key in Orlando the right way, then play dirty tonight. Simple as that.
Exactly. Knock him around. Knock White to the floor. Knock him over when he takes one of those threes. Give him the business. Make him feel it there. Now, that's a 7 o'clock East tip. So earlier than we've had the last few nights. 7 o'clock East for that game, and that's on TNT. The quote-unquote buried game, I guess you could say, on NBA TV is Game 2, Heat and the Cavs in Cleveland. We got Cleveland minus 12.5, 212.5 the total here.
again, they beat them by 21. So I have my druthers whether or not Miami can cover it 12. Like, I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a 12-point, 13-point game with Cleveland in the Rocket, in the land, and they just dominated them. I mean, it was ugly. I don't like the fact that the Heat don't have any depth. None at all. You see him at the end of the game putting Hawkwez into the game. Like, it's embarrassing. They put him in with 1 minute left. You remember when he used to matter? Like, they don't even play the guy anymore. I want to take Miami in the 12 spot. I just can't do it. What I did do was the over Jerome points was like 11.5, and the over in that game. But I still think I want Miami, right? Fair enough. But I think Cleveland can handle 12.
Yeah, it's a big number. There's a lot of big numbers that we've had with some of these big teams. I kind of like the over as well, the 212.5. I think they can get there. They smashed it by 10 in the first game on Sunday. I think that we can get there again comfortably, over 212.5. Final game tonight, the late night game. Not as late as usual, thankfully. 9:30 East tip in Houston. Game 2 for the Warriors and the Rockets. Kerr was at practice yesterday saying, I made a mistake with Butler, probably played him too much in the third quarter. And then like 5 seconds after that, he's like, oh, well, no, 42 minutes is a good number for him. He played 42 minutes. I guess he just wants to distribute it a little bit differently throughout the game.
The guys my age, for Christ's sakes. What is the problem with playing star players in the playoffs in gigantic games for the majority of the game? Playing him 38, 40 minutes to me that's the way it should be. Like, if I was a coach, if I was a GM, I'd be like, what do you mean? Do you think I traded to get this guy here to sit him down and rest him? For what?
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. Now, look, I know he's scared to use anybody on his bench. He really didn't use many guys the other night. Nobody really did anything. It was his starters that carried the mail for him. He's going to have to give him a little bit of rest some point, and maybe you get a blowout here or there where you can do that. As far as tonight goes, the Rockets are looking to even this series up at ones. They are 3.5-point favorites at home. 204.5 is the total here.
Well, look, couple things. One, everyone and their brother is taking the dubs and the points. Everyone and their brother is taking the dubs to win outright. Everyone and their brother is betting the over. So I'm stupid enough because I hate them. I can't do it. These are the same principles as the Celtics. I'm going to take the Rockets. They have to win. They absolutely, if they lose tonight, it's over. They're going to get swept, and they're going to lose at the Chase Saturday and whenever it is, Monday, whenever the hell it is. I know this. It's do or die for them tonight. Like, it is all out, all hands on deck. You either win this game tonight, like the Lakers did last night, or you're finished. Second thing I wanted to say is, how about the young gun? I don't know if I told you this yesterday. I know you've heard me talking about it maybe off air, but if I did it yesterday on the show, that's my fault. But I can't remember one day to the next. But the young gun is flying up to San Francisco to go to the game Saturday with his cousin from London. They're going to see the Dubs and Warriors Game 3 at 5:30 San Francisco time at the Chase. He's going to actually go see Steph Curry play a playoff game live and in living color in person. I think that's awesome.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Vegas knows how to celebrate. If you're headed to Vegas for your birthday, plan ahead to get all the birthday freebies the city has to offer. Just by showing your ID, you could get free cash play, scratch cards, drinks, and food at various venues on the Strip. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Okay, what tools can you use to measure those things a bit? And that's where you have like force plates and 3D motion and launch monitors, things like that. But that's all just sort of like measuring what's happening. That doesn't necessarily explain why one guy's really good and another guy's not really good. And that's where there's still kind of like this ongoing, how do you like continue to do research to understand that better? And I think that's going to last well past my lifetime.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
I'm still optimistic eventually this will happen and they'll get it together. I mean, if Florida can get their act together, Sam, with the tribes, I believe that California can too.
Would bring a lot of money to the tribes, which is also something they really care about. It's an $8 billion market. Conservatively, it could be even more when it legalizes. The sports books would be sharing revenue with the tribes, essentially doing all their operations and forking over a percentage directly to the tribes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
King of the featherweight division for the BKFC. That is King Ty Stewart, who is joining us now, still the champion of the featherweight.
Though he did get dominated, he was still throwing big shots. He landed a lot bigger shots on Palomino than he did me, and I wasn't really impressed. Palomino's getting older. He is definitely a former GOAT. He has done amazing things in this sport, but it's just my time.
Only on SportsGrid.
And we are back, Ferrall, coast to coast here on a Wednesday. And yes, it is a Golf Wednesday on C2C. Kind of a little break in the schedule. This is the team event, the Zurich Classic down in New Orleans. But that doesn't mean we're not going to try to go to the window, even though it's a team event. Of course, the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, is with us every week on Golf Wednesday to get all the picks, the preview, etc. for this week's event. Cam, good to see you as always.
Yep.
Let me just start with this before we get to this great team event that they're going to have this weekend. I told you last week I was putting that Thomas in the cupboard, and I was done with him for a little while. And sure enough, I even think I said to you and Stewie, you watch, this guy will win, because I swore off I'm not going to play him for a little while, and he goes out and wins in a playoff over Novocaine. Who would have been nice to see him win.
We take every week too. Like I know
Novocaine.
It's like I have this guy live at a big number. I love Novocaine, and it's his hometown tournament. He went to Wofford, and he's from the area. It's like, guys, like, I've never had a home game before. I got more fans than Justin Thomas here, but we knew it was coming, Carver. That's the thing about Thomas. He's just one of those guys. He's too damn good, but it's hard to bet on a guy when you go like 68, 75. Like, it's just finally put it together. And golf betting's hard. Really hard. But I did well with all my top 10s, 20s, and 40s. Hard. I think we did pretty good. Like, I actually looked at the ledger at the end. Our placement bets were good, but damn, I wish Novocaine won. That would have been nice.
Yeah, Novocaine would have been a nice live hit, that's for sure. Yes. We move on to what a lot of people, Cam, a lot of players, a lot of golf bettors, a lot of everybody, a lot of people take this week off. They don't like the team event. The best ball, the alternate shot, they switch them up each day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You usually don't have a great field here, etc. But you do have one monster favorite on the board as we get started, because Rory and the Irish Bear have come back after winning a year ago to defend their titles. But, I mean, Cam, honestly, I've seen plus 350
ridiculous
for these guys to be favorite. I mean, you have got to be kidding me. I cannot play that. I love Rory and the Irish Bear, but you are not getting me involved at those kind of prices. So we're going to have to look elsewhere. Kitayama and Morikawa are here. The Postman rings twice and Keith Mitchell, Dietrich and Bobby Mack, Wyndham Clark and Taylor Moore. So we've got some names here, Cam, but some heavy chalk at the top with Rory and Lowry.
I don't know what's going to happen here, Carver. Are they still into the Jameson? I know the Irish Bear and Rory, they like to party. You got your Irish spirit on all the time. I'm not playing that price. I don't care if these guys won or whatever. It's ridiculous. That number should be doubled. If they beat us, they beat us. Like, this isn't even like a Scotty Scheffler thing. And I'm looking at guys like in the 20, 25 range that I think are absolute studs. They're guys who played together before. So, hey, and you talked about Billy Horschel going out. I got another team. I'm going to insert another guy, which you have in your list that I'm going to add to my team.
Well, let me start with mine, and I will tell you, I had at the top of my board Billy Horschel and Tom Hoge. That was the team that I kind of liked the most. About an hour ago, Billy Horschel, he pulled the plug. He withdrew. So Tom Hoge now has to play with whoever the first alternate was, which was Kevin Take Me to the Chapel. So I'm not going to play Tom Hoge with Kevin Take Me to the Chapel. That's not going to happen. So off the list they go. Here's who I am going to go, though, Cam. Two guys who have been right there all year. Novak and Ben Griffin. They played great. Maybe playing with each other can finally push them over the line. 22-1 for them. How about this pair? This kind of caught my eye. Gracerman and Nico Echevarria at 33-1. And Smiley said they're pretty good friends, he told me the other day. So I'm going to take a shot with them. I always like to play the Fitzpatrick brothers at the Zurich Classic because maybe one day Matt will drag his brother onto the PGA Tour. And because of the way Damon yacked last week, and these guys are just fun, how could we not root for and bet on Higgs and Damon this week? Like, we just got to get there. And if they miss the cut, it'll be, they'll probably be 12 White Claws deep by the end of the night on Friday. So I'm going to go with Higgs and Damon.
As I tell Gabe, White Claw's a mix for my vodka with hefty Higgs and Damon. These guys are ripping it up at the bar. Those are the guys we're partying with. But I'm going to party with Moops and Clark. Now that conditions are very, very soft, these are my guys. This is my team. Obviously, I have to add one now. Hey, as Prime Minister, as Scotty calls me, I got to take some Canadian representation. These guys have almost won before. Your buddy Nick the Dentist Taylor and Hadwin at 40-1. And watch out, just like Damon last week, who played well, Theor Bjornsson. And who knows about Phillips? These guys are buddies, and they went to the same school. 55-1. You got to get those ties, Carver. I like your picks a lot, and I'm going deep with Theor Bjornsson and Phillips, who I think are sneaky good this week.
Here's the placements for me, Cam. Now, I've found a way to get Rory and Lowry on the card somehow. I'll play them top 5 at -105. I cannot play them 350 to win under any circumstances. The Postman and Mitchell, top 10 at +175. And then I took some shots with these 20s. The French Connection, Victor Perez and Matthew Pavon at +190. Justin Lauer and Chad Ramey at top 20 at +220. And how about Zach Johnson and your boy, Ryan Addicted to Love Palmer, who's won this thing with like 4 times with different guys. +360 for Zach and Palmer to get a top 20.
I like it. Addicted to golf. No, I'll tell you, Zach Johnson's playing well as well. This team I'm adding to my outrights now. Hey, Horschel, see ya. I'm going to add Poston and Mitchell for a win and a top 10 at +160. Novak and Griffin, we read each other's mail. 2 guys I wanted to get it done. Well, hey, here we go. Ring, ring, who's there? Cam, Carver's in church. Ryan, Fox, and Higo last week. Another stud. I'm telling you, watch out for this team this week. And people don't know about the pesky Swede Svensson. And finally, my boy, it's not Degree, it's Norgard. I love him for a top 20 at crazy plus money. Let's get it done, buddy. Let's go.
Here's the first round leaders quickly, Cam. I'm going Lowry and McIlroy at 12-1. Aaron Ryan, Tagala at 30-1. Novak and Griffin at 33. Riley and Hardy, they won this a couple years ago at 40-1. Davis and Svensson, 45-1.
Be careful, guys. There's 2 Svenssons here. First round leaders, Poston and Mitchell, off to a really hot start at 22-1. Novak and Griffin, same type of guys, 35. There's my boy, Phillips and Theor Bjornsson at 40. Davis and Svensson reading each other's mail. And team party for drinking. Table for 4, Carver, Cam, Higgs, and Damon, 60-1. Order them up.
Cam, it's a little bit of a zany week with the pairs, but let's try to get things done here at the Zurich Classic. Next week, back to the normal stuff. CJ with the Byron, the Nelson Cup that they're going to have down there in Texas. The Ferrall Coast to Coast, Golf Wednesday, the Prime Minister Cam Stewart. We're back in.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats typically in your direction if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Always good to check in with the Prime Minister and talk about the always exciting Zurich Classic. I'm looking forward to that. All right, so we go back to baseball. How about that Cubs cover last night? That hit on the north side.
North side cover. Mets win, by the way, just now. The walk-off win over the Phillies. So Alonso tied the game with a double, 3-3, and then Starling Marte with an RBI single, walk-off hit for Marte. Mets win, Mets win, Mets win. Yes, last night, what a wild game at Wrigley. I mean, the second one in less than a week, right? You had that crazy game last Friday afternoon with the Diamondbacks, and then last night, 11-10, the Cubs get it done against the Dodgers. Dodgers had a 10-7 lead going into the eighth inning. We rang the bell with Kyle Tucker. He got him to 10-9. Amaya tied it at 10 in the ninth with a homer. And then it was Ian Happ in the 10th. How about a little Pat Hughes on Cubs radio?
10-10 tie. And the pitch to Ian Happ. Swinging a base hit into right. Brewhunter around third, heading home. Here comes the throw to the plate. Cubs win. Cubs win the ball game. Ian Happ, a game-winning single.
I mean, this team, not only do they win, and not only are they playing great, but they have done damage to the Dodgers in Los Angeles and now at Wrigley Field.
They certainly have. They've won 3 in a row against them. They'll be at it again tonight at Wrigley. We'll talk about that in a moment. Astros beat the Jays 5-1 last night as well. How about the Buccos last night?
What?
9-3 in Anaheim over the Angels, and we got to clear the deck one way or another. Andrew McCutchen on Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
Hits this high in the air to deep left center field, to the wall and clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Andrew McCutchen.
How about your boy Kutch still doing it, still getting involved, still hitting home runs at his ripe age? So they had 18 hits last night. I didn't see that coming because they haven't had 18 hits combined in every single game this year.
How about this? I saw this stat this morning or last night. When the Pirates have McCutchen in the lineup, they're 8-7 this year. They're a game over 500 when McCutchen plays. When he's not in the lineup, they're 1-8. They're 8-7 when McCutchen plays. They're 1-8 when he doesn't play. What does that tell you? What do you think that if I was Derek Shelton or one of these charts and graphs nerds that sit in the office and give him the numbers? That's a pretty good number right there. I mean, you're 1-8 when the guy sits. He's not. This is like what you said earlier about the NBA players. He's not like 55 years old out there. He's still a Major League Baseball player. Put him in the lineup. He sat 8-9 times already.
What's funny about them is they actually have that office full of nerds that they actually think that they know how to win baseball games with their analytics. That they even have an analytics department is laughable to me, with as bad as they are, with as talentless as they are. I mean, let's face facts. They're a bunch of hacks. And then they got Paul Skeens, and he hasn't been looking good either. So he went out, he gave up 5 runs. He went out the last time he lost, the bobblehead day he lost. So I don't want to hear it. Analytics. Put the guy in the lineup. That's what people want to see in Pittsburgh. Give them what they want with this crappy, worthless, low hack payroll baseball team. They're like, I mean, they're worse than the Bad News Bears. I mean, honest to Christ.
And it's funny, I was looking ahead because I knew they were going to play the Dodgers this weekend. And I wanted to see was Skeens pitching against the Angels or the Dodgers. Skeens is pitching Friday night against the Dodgers against Yamamoto. Skeens versus Yamamoto Friday night in L.A. The Stars will be out for that one. And I bet you Skeens will throw a great game. He'll step up for that against the Dodgers. He'll have a good game against the Dodgers.
Well, you would hope so, but I got to be honest with you. He hasn't looked good to me at all. You know why? He's spending too much time doing Esquire and GQ articles and taking pictures of himself with his girlfriend. Honestly, he's become such a celebrity now that I don't even think he remembers that he has to pitch for a living.
Diamondbacks
He's
beat
already
the Rays
planning on leaving Pittsburgh, too. I guarantee it. He's got 5 years of prison time there. He wants out already. It's written all over his face.
I'll come back and finish last night, and then I've got all these games tonight that we have to go through, including some taters for tonight. Kyle Tucker saved us last night. We need some taters tonight.
Here's a tip. Some machines and online games have higher average payouts than others. Want to try to maximize your odds? Well, do some research online to find games which have the highest RTP or return to player percentage. So now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats, typically in your direction, if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rhythm. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So the D-backs won again last night. They beat the Rays 5-1. What else happened, Carver High?
Brewers smashed the Giants 11-3 at Oracle, including a Christian Yelich grand slam in that game. Rangers beat the A's 8-5 in Sacramento. It was home run derby again. There was a bunch of homers in that game. Jock Peterson definitely didn't hit one of them. In fact, he's now gone hitless in 41 straight at-bats. Now, the Major League record is 54 from Chris Davis back in 2019. I mean, close. He might get there, your boy. He's only 13 at-bats away from cleaning out this Davis number. Hey, 41 at-bats.
Young Jock.
Got a hit. Young Jock in all kinds of problems here to start the year. The Nats beat the Orioles 7-0. What a performance by that. Mitchell Parker-Lewis can't lose. He pitched great against the Orioles. Twins beat the White Sox 4-2. And the Royals blew a 2-0 lead in the ninth, but ended up winning 4-3 in 11, over Colorado. We gave you the Aaron Judge numbers earlier. I will just reiterate to you what they are now after this afternoon. Judge is hitting .415 after going 2 for 4 this afternoon. So he went 4 for 4 last night, 2 for 4, 6 for 8 the last two games. This afternoon and last night has pumped him up to .415. Goldschmidt went 3 for 5 today. He's now hitting .383. They are the top two in hitting in Major League Baseball. It is the first time in Yankee history that they've had two hitters lead the league in average at least 23 games into the season. All right, let's get to tonight. We will start in Washington, where the O's and the Nats will get together once again. For this evening, we will have Sagano is going to go for the Orioles. He has not he's got 3-4. He had one real bad start and then one pretty good one. Trevor Williams has not been great for the Nats. He will go Orioles minus 135 plus $1.15 for Washington and a 9.5.
So the Nationals, we hit them last night and they win 7-0. Cruz has been on fire. He's hit safely in 7 straight games. I'm still going to go Sagano and the Orioles tonight in D.C. to even up this series.
The Mariners and the Red Sox will get together again tonight at Fenway. Emerson Hancock taking on Sean Newcomb. Sox are minus $1.45, plus 120 for the Mariners, and a big 9.5.
They're looking for their 7th win in 8 games, and they'll get it. Give me the Red Sox at Fenway.
Dodgers and the Cubs get together at Wrigley once again. Matthew Boyd will go for the Cubbies tonight, the lefty. And the Dodgers are going to throw this Ben Kasparis up tonight in this game. Kasparis was giving up a bunch of runs already this year in mostly bullpen work. For tonight, Dodgers, actually dogs tonight. Cubs minus 115, Dodgers minus 105, and a 9.5.
So it's definitely not sauerkraut pitching for the Dodgers?
Let's see who they've got now changed. Obviously, a couple places, MLB and ESPN have it for Kasparis. Let's see what the books have. The books have, FanDuel's got it as Kasparis also for tonight.
I'll take the Dodgers tonight.
Dodgers tonight for you. The White Sox are still in Minnesota against the Twins. Tonight you will get David Festa for Minnie. Bryce Wilson goes for the White Sox. Heavy lumber here. Minus 270 for Minnesota, plus 220 for Chicago, and an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go Twins again and Festa cheese at Target.
Rockies and the Royals one more time in Kansas City. German Marquez against Michael Lorenzen, minus 190 for the Royals, plus $1.60 for Colorado, and an 8.5.
I mean, Marquez is a disaster. Give me the Royals at the K. I'll take Lorenzen, even though he sucks too.
He does stink too. Blue Jays and the Astros again tonight. Ryan Gusto for Houston. Bowden Francis goes for the Jays. I got it as a pick 'em right now. Minus 110 on both sides with an 8.5.
I'm going to take Gusto at H-Town, and I hit him last night. I'm going to him again. Let's go.
Your boy Gusto on the mound for Houston. How about that? That's a great name. The Buccos trying to get their 10th win of the season, get to double digits in Anaheim against the Angels. Andrew Heaney, who's been pretty good, against Jack Kokanowitz, who's been pretty bad for the Angels, who are minus 135, plus $1.15 for the Pirates, and an 8.5.
Not only has Haney been great, now he's against his former team. So I'm going to take Haney in the box over Kokanowitz.
Kokanowitz, man, he has stunk. I'm taking the Bucks too tonight. The Buccos out in Anaheim. Let's go.
Clear the decks.
Tampa will have Taj Bradley against Eduardo Rodriguez tonight out at the Toaster in Arizona. Minus 165 for the Snakes, plus $1.40 for the Rays, and an 8.5.
I got to go Zona again. The Snakes are winning. The Rays aren't. Simple as that.
Tremendous pitching matchup in San Francisco at Oracle tonight as Freddie Peralta against Logan Webb for the Brewers and the Giants. Giants minus 145, Brewers plus $1.20. 6.5 the low total.
Yeah, I like spinning a web at home at Oracle and the Giants and the under.
Little under tonight, yeah, 6.5. When they make it that low, it's usually that low for a reason. And finally, back at the launching pad tonight in Sacramento for the Rangers and the A's, it'll be Kumar Rocker for Texas. J.P. Sears and Roebuck will go for the A's tonight. I got this as minus 110 both ways right now, and a 9.5.
Yeah, I'll take Sears and Roebuck in Sacktown at the minor league facility. Let's go.
Sears and Roebuck at the minor league facility this evening. There you go. That is tonight in baseball. But, of course, we can't go without
taters.
He's getting some taters in the mix, right? We got to have ourselves a couple of long balls for this evening. I'm going to Wrigley. Lots of homers last night. Think that we can get a lot of homers again. Teoscar Hernandez against the lefty Boyd here tonight. Plus 360 for Teoscar. He's been hitting the ball hard. Little burger time out at the launching pad in Sacramento. He hit one last night. We got that J.P. Sears and Roebuck loves giving up the long ball. Plus 390 for Bacon Burger. I went double Dodger dog tonight. Mookie Betts as well at plus 450 against Boyd out at Wrigley. Double Dodger dog. James Wood for the Nationals, plus 475 against Sagano. Josh Naylor, plus 600 against Taj Bradley in Arizona. And the big ball of the night, your boy, Vinny P. What are you going to put Vinny P up on the board at 8-1 with German Marquez in town in Kansas City tonight? Absolutely not. Vinny Pasquantino at plus 800. For the big ball this evening for the Taters.
Not only that, I like even more in that Dodger game. Will Smith and Freddie. Honestly, who isn't hitting home runs in that game tonight? And I like Bobby Witt to hit a home run tonight as well, too.
Bobby Witt, Marquez stinks, so I could definitely see a couple out of the Royals. And I think Royals is the spot, and then Wrigley and Sacramento. You could get more. I gotta see. They haven't said if that kid
Soderstrom tonight. No Soderstrom or the Butler or the Rook.
Butler hit one last night. I don't mind going back to him.
How about Kurtz with a welcome mat?
If he's in the lineup, I'm gonna play him. If that Kurtz makes his debut tonight, I'm in. I saw him in the 560s, 570s this morning. It'll probably drop when they put the lineup up. But I'm going to take a shot with him. And maybe even your boy Soderstrom. Don't call me
Crystal
Tommy Soderstrom.
Ties up Arsenal in the 82nd minute on the road.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Hasn't been a ton of indication that Cleveland is even looking at anybody outside of Travis Hunter. The Giants, yes, have worked out Shedeur Sanders.
I do think there's going to be at least 3 quarterbacks taken in the first round. Not because they deserve the first round, have a first round grade on them per se, but the fact that you get the extra year of control, somebody's going to slide into one of those 30, 31, or 32 slots and grab a quarterback.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats typically in your direction if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid. This is Greg. He bet a long snapper would go in the second round.
The long snapper from Florida is still waiting for his name to be called.
Now this is EJ. EJ tuned into SportsGrid's draft coverage. He checked the app, tracked the markets, followed the pros. He didn't guess. He knew. Be EJ. SportsGrid draft coverage starts Thursday at 7:30 p.m. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Time to talk Stanley Cup playoffs because everybody loves hockey.
Everybody loves hockey, indeed, especially the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's hard to top that.
Yes, sir.
That's for sure. Why don't we start in Toronto last night, where the Sens were looking to even things up with the Leafs in their series. Leafs came out on fire. They scored those 2 goals early in the first by Riley and Tavares. And they held up for a while. Ottawa got 1 back in the second with Brady Tkachuk. Gaudette scored late in the third period to tie the game at 2. So to overtime we go. And overtimes are funny, right, Scotty? Like, it feels like sometimes they either go on forever or they end really quick. And this one last night in Toronto ended really quick. That is because Max Domi wins it for the Leafs. Leafs radio last night with the call.
The line dropping for Max. Max into the slot. Shooting. Yes! Max Domi scores for Toronto in overtime. The Leafs win it 3-2.
They had to feel good about themselves going to Ottawa up 2. They won both games at home and handled their business. And, you know, when it got crazy, they still won the games. Both games got a little hairy for them. But they got it done.
They certainly did get it done. They will play Game 3 tomorrow night in Ottawa. And, of course, Toronto, who was a big favorite to start the series, they have now even more of a stranglehold on it. They're minus 710, plus 490 if you think that Ottawa can come back from down 2-0 heading home to potentially win.
They killed them in Game 1. I just said they got hairy last night. You're up 2, you blow the lead, and then you get it done. They got it done in a big way in the first game. So they've scored 9 goals in 2 games. They look really good.
They do look really good, and we'll see if they can go home, if they can go to Ottawa and then extend this even more, their lead up 2-0. Also last night, Panthers and Lightning finally played their first game. They waited longer than anybody else to get going. And the Panthers, we did all that talk about, they haven't looked good. They haven't done this. Tkachuk's been hurt. Yeah, Tkachuk looked just fine to me. 2 goals and an assist as he comes back. Here's his first one on ESPN.
The first Florida power play of the night. And a chance now to break this game up. And right out in front, they score! Matthew Tkachuk
in his first game with the Cats since February 8th.
I mean, this guy is unbelievable. He's been out 2 months, and he comes out and looks like he did last year on their cup run when they won it all. He just looks fantastic. He got hurt at that Four Nations, hasn't played since, comes out and has that kind of game. You better look out because they are flat out the champs, and they looked every bit that last night.
They certainly did. They looked very impressive. Kachuk had 2. Schmidt had 2. Reinhart and Bennett both scored as well. And Tampa's got to get to work because, they're at home. They're plus 188 now to win the series. Florida's minus 230. Tampa's going to be in the same spot we've talked about, like with obviously the Lakers and with the Rockets tonight. You don't want to be going back to the other building down 0-2. That's for sure. So they got some work to do for tomorrow.
They got their ass beat on home ice. Now, they have one of the best home records in the NHL, and they got annihilated on their home ice like they weren't even there. I mean, you cannot lose 6-2 or whatever the hell it was at home. You cannot lose that big at home and tell me that you have some kind of home ice advantage. In fact, if I were Florida, I'd go stick a knife right down their chest in game 2 and finish it. It'd be over. If they win that game, you can forget about it. Because that team right there that's loaded, that team that went to 2 straight finals that's loaded and has that coach, if they're up 2, they will bury you. They will absolutely finish you up. There's no way they're losing 4 straight games or any of that nonsense. There'll be 5 games left going into Sunrise. They're going to play 3 and 4 there, 5 back in Tampa, 6 in Sunrise, 7 in Tampa. It's not happening. Not against that team.
Not happening, indeed. Also last night, Carolina takes a 2-0 lead. They win both games at home. They were tied at 1. Martinook got the shorty that put them up 2-1. They get the empty netter. Man, that Timo Meier, though, on the Devils, he had it right on his stick at the end of that game with the empty net.
With
It
the open
was
net.
just rolling
cover
around
on the
on
puck
him.
line with the empty netter late.
Cover on the punk line with the empty netter late. And if you stayed up late enough, you did also get to witness this, and that was the Wild getting their series even with Vegas. How about that? And it was a 3-goal first period that got the Wild going. Matt Zuccarello finished it off on ESPN.
Chopped up the near wall. Zuccarello avoids a hit, spins away from the hard-charging McNabb, and a steal. Zuccarello moves in. Zuccarello shoots. Scores! The steal by Johansson. The goal for Zuccarello. 3-0 Minnesota in the first.
So I don't think Vegas knew what hit them. They were down 3 on home ice where they don't lose. Another dominant team in their building at the T-Mobile and and they got whacked. I took the Wild in the 1.5. Nice bet. Now they go to the XL in St. Paul for the next 2. All of a sudden, the Vegas Golden Knights have a problem on their hands.
Certainly does seem like that. They will play Game 3 tomorrow night in St. Paul to get 4 games tomorrow night. But we have 3 tonight that we have to get through first. And we will talk about all 3 of those when we come back. Montreal is in D.C. for Game 2. You have got Edmonton and L.A. for a Game 2. And our first Game 3, a pivotal Game 3, as Dallas and the Avalanche head to Colorado, tied at 1. Big game tonight. We will go through that, too, when we come back.
Yeah, I think all 3 of those games tonight are kick-ass. I'm looking forward to I'm playing a game late, and then I'm going to get back late for the Dubs Rockets and that Edmonton LA. I'm staying up late night and watching both.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Hasn't been a ton of indication that Cleveland is even looking at anybody outside of Travis Hunter. The Giants, yes, have worked out Shedeur Sanders.
I do think there's going to be at least 3 quarterbacks taken in the first round. Not because they deserve the first round, have a first round grade on them per se, but the fact that you get the extra year of control, somebody's going to slide into one of those 30, 31, or 32 slots and grab a quarterback.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
They're so close that we're barely going to be getting any value on the plus side of things. I think there's a little bit of value on the Blue Jays today, but it's an awesome division. Like, I don't want to see teams running away and be up by 12 games in first place. We want to see teams constantly battling for first place.
They hit a team total. I love that. So as many times as we get bad beats, you do get the same amount of good beats typically in your direction if you wait long enough.
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid. This is Greg. He bet a long snapper would go in the second round.
The long snapper from Florida is still waiting for his name to be called.
Now this is EJ. EJ tuned into SportsGrid's draft coverage. He checked the app, tracked the markets, followed the pros. He didn't guess. He knew. Be EJ, SportsGrid draft coverage. Starts Thursday at 7:30 p.m. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Yeah, another good one tonight in Ferrellywood with the Kings and Oilers. Looking forward to that. So what do we got in terms of East and West odds now for the Cup?
Yeah, this is a little update for you now with just a couple games into the playoffs, obviously, where the odds now shake out. As far as the East goes, Carolina now being up 2-0, they are plus 200. The Panthers now plus 340 to win the East. The Leafs, Caps, Lightning, all right there as well, just a couple games in.
Yeah, I'm going to just say again here, just put it out there, the Panthers aren't losing to Carolina in anything. That'll be that.
I agree. If that comes to fruition and that's the Eastern Conference Final, because that's the only place they would meet, right. I would take Florida in that spot. That's where I'll be on the Florida bandwagon.
And they'll go back to the Stanley Cup Final. Know that.
I agree. The Jets are now the favorite in the West, being up 2-0 against St. Louis, with Colorado, Vegas, Kings, Stars, Oilers, Wild, Blues. There you go. The numbers for the teams in the West. Pretty close at the top, obviously.
I think it's just I'll give them this. They look good in Ferrellapeg in their 2 wins. I'll give them that. But there is no way that you can gauge right now on Wednesday in the first round who's winning that West. No way. Because no one saw the Wild last night. I hit the bet, but I was betting a goal and a half. I didn't think they could actually go in there and beat them outright, and now you got a series. And, the Kings look good, I guess, 4-0 and then 5-1, and then they win 6-5. That was kind of sketchy for me, but some people think they're going to win it. And so they've already written off the Wild and Blues. The Wild win last night, and they've been written off. I mean, just stop. Dallas been written off, and they won the game in overtime 17 minutes in, but they've been written off. These odds are terrible.
No shot. Let's get to tonight. 3 games. The early one on the East Coast is kind of in the standalone spot tonight. 7 o'clock East puck drop in D.C. for Game 2 of the Caps and the Canadiens. Washington now minus $1.92. Habs at plus $1.58. 5.5 is the total.
Wow, I seen it move to 6, and I'll take the under there, and I'll also still stay on the Caps. I got to stay on the Caps. I think they'll win. I think they blew that game the other night and had to beat them in overtime. I don't think they'll mess around with them as much as they did the other night tonight.
Just after 9:30 East face-off in Denver, Stars and Avalanche will play game number 3. First series to go to their third game. Series tied 1-1 after the overtime win for the Stars. Colorado now, I've actually got this pumped up to minus 190 at this second. Dallas plus $1.60 and a 6.5 for the total.
I think the Avs will win. I think you could puck line it and win at plus 130. And I also think there's going to be goals, so I'll go over to 6.5.
They've gotten over in the first 2 games, that's for sure. I could see it getting over again tonight in game number 3. And finally, late night, 10 o'clock East puck drop at the Crypto. Oilers and Kings, of course, they played the Wild game the other night. I've got the Kings now down to minus 125. Edmonton at plus 105 and a 5.5.
I'm still going with the Oilers here and 105. You could have got it at 115. It's dropped pretty badly. So I'm going to take them. I like them still. That comeback to me is all I need to know, that they can beat the Kings. Everyone thinks the Kings are automatic, that they're going to beat the Oilers. Remember, they lost to them 3 straight times in the playoffs. Not only that, I like them tonight, and then I like them when they go back to Edmonton to beat the Kings. So I'm still prepared for the Oilers to win this series.
Yeah, I'm still I don't think the Kings win tonight, but I still think the Kings win the series. The interesting thing for me is after 11 goals the other night, that this total's at 5.5 again.
I like the over.
We're going to get another crazy game? I think so, too. I think there's going to be goals again, especially if you like Edmonton to win. So Oilers and Kings, late night game number 3 for you. Stanley Cup hockey, everybody loves hockey. We got a very busy final hour. Me and you will talk about a few NFL things, including something I just saw that I have to bring to your attention for an NFL rumor. And then Stewie for 2 for the golf, Kaplan for 2 as well.
Fantasy baseball, let's be honest, George, there's a lot of things antiquated about this game that we love. Man, like I would love to try some new little wrinkles here. And so for Sam's question here on the show, I think it's at least fair to ask the question, with catchers in fantasy baseball, and sometimes we're playing in 2 catcher leagues, why at this stage of the game? I have no idea. If you're still doing it, you're behind in the times. Buy or sell, catchers should get a fantasy point for throwing out runners trying to steal. So essentially awarding a defensive play to get an offensive point in fantasy. You gonna buy or sell this?
I mean, so this didn't even cross my mind. I hate the catcher position because they get hurt so much. You play in a 2 catcher league, I don't know what to tell you. You know, it's like, what are we doing here? There are not 24, assuming a 12-team league, there are not 24 catchers to draft in baseball. It's just not. Although I'm the first person to tell you, Herrera's probably out there in a bunch of leagues there because we didn't see that power coming. No. Should he get a point? I think he's going to do this, by the way. Why a point? What are you throwing out? 1, 2 base runners a week? It's 2 points. Who cares? You know, should it be more? I mean, if we're going to do this, should we do it right? Should it be 5 points? You know, so I'd probably go that direction. If you're going to do it right. Give him more points. And by the way, then let's go further. You make an error, you're losing points. No one gets an error anymore. All right, if you get an error, it means you really screwed up. I was watching that Yankee-Pittsburgh game yesterday because I think it was who cares? Somebody hit the ball hard to Isaiah Felifa at shortstop. He didn't have to move, but he dropped it. They called it a hit because he hit the ball hard with 3-hopper. Oh, hard hit, error. So let's do that too. So yeah, I'm kind of on board with this, but you need more than one. It can't just be a point that's meaningless. You need more than one.
Fantasy Sports Today. Weekends starting at 8 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.